Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to FFW Genesis. I am your host, Christopher Billings. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight marks the beginning of a new era, a new slate for those that are involved. For everybody that's involved in FFW Genesis, tonight is the night where they get to make their impact, where history will be made. As most of you are aware, Die Hard, the former CEO of TPP, owns Full Force Wrestling, and it may not be everybody's favorite choice, but he has vowed that this is a new beginning, a new way of doing things. So with that being said, Die Hard and his wife Melinda Guerrero are not here tonight, but they did announce an FFW championship tournament that will take place beginning tonight. And so we're going to go through a couple of the matches. Up first tonight in the title tournament, we have Anthony Guerrero Jr. facing Ryder. And this is a big opportunity for Anthony Guerrero Jr. He's never had this kind of opportunity before in his career, so this is a big step for that young man. We also have the newly formed tag team of Bryson and Mark Lester facing the veteran team of the Chocolate Drops in some tag team action tonight, which should be interesting to see as well. And then we also have, in the continuation of the title tournament, we have Lance Owens, a TPP veteran, facing a newcomer, Riley Thompson, with his wife Rochelle, and that's definitely going to be an interesting matchup to see, if I don't say so myself. And then, of course, the co-main event of the evening, the fourth match of the night, Adam D. Whitmore versus Trinidad. Every time these two get in the ring together, they tangle, they make explosions, they make it happen. It's always a five-star match when it comes to those two young men. And the main event of the evening, Jerry Graham versus Atlas in this title tournament. And for Jerry Graham, this is David versus Goliath. And unfortunately, Goliath is 330 plus pounds and at a staggering 7 foot tall. So Jerry Graham's got his work cut out for him tonight. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm ready to get this underway. I hope you're ready to get this underway. Anthony Guerrero Jr. has a huge opportunity tonight. You know, and not much, or I don't want to say there's not much to say about Anthony Guerrero Jr. because there's more to this young man than meets the eye. Undoubtedly, there's more to him than what people realize. However, for Anthony Guerrero Jr., he wasn't given many of the opportunities that other wrestlers have been given, partially because of his size. He's too small. He's too small to be considered a full heavyweight, and he's too big to be a lightweight. But his opponent tonight is a classified, bona fide heavyweight, and that is Ryder. And I'm interested to see how this is all going to pan out. Recently, if you haven't watched Ringside yet, you need to go back and watch that. You can see that Ryder definitely has a little bit of a mean streak in him. And for Ryder, he's looking to make Anthony Guerrero Jr. a stepping stone. And for Anthony Guerrero Jr., he's got to use the disadvantage that he's at tonight. He's got to use that to his advantage. He's got to use that to excel. Like I was saying, Ryder, bona fide heavyweight, 242 pounds. He's literally where a heavyweight wrestler would want to be. He's still light enough to where he can go to the top rope if he needs to. He's still fast enough to be able to be quick, but he's strong enough to be able to overwhelm his opponent. And Ryder is a very, very gifted wrestler. And for Anthony Guerrero Jr., this is definitely going to be a test to see if he's got what it takes to actually be a wrestler. We're gonna find out tonight if Anthony Guerrero Jr. really has what it takes. We all know that Anthony Guerrero Jr. is the son of Die Hard. We know this. But does Anthony Guerrero Jr. have what it takes to live outside of that shadow of his father and stay within the constraints of the rules to pick up the win tonight? And for Ryder, this is what he's looking forward. He's been looking forward to this, I'd assume. And he thinks this is going to be an easy win for him. And a lot of people may think it's going to be an easy win, but I think Anthony Guerrero Jr. might be able to answer to the challenge tonight. So Anthony Guerrero Jr., Ryder, here we go. One-on-one contest. The FFW Championship Tournament kicks off now. And as you see, Anthony Guerrero Jr. keeping a little bit of space from Ryder here. And just like that, Ryder now into the side headlock. Followed up by the side headlock hip toss there. Going for a quick cover here. Not even a 1 count on Anthony Guerrero Jr. And like I was saying when Anthony Guerrero Jr. was coming down to the ring, and a beautiful drop kick from Roland Ryder, and now taunting to Anthony Guerrero Jr. But like I was saying, Jr. is too big. He's too big to be a lightweight, and he's too small to be an actual heavyweight. And a big release German suplex there from Roland Ryder to Anthony Guerrero Jr. And this matchup is not even a minute old, and Ryder's already starting to throw Anthony Guerrero Jr. around. And again, this is kind of like that psychology. And for Anthony Guerrero Jr., he's not big, he's not small, he's literally right in between. Going for the cover here, this may be it off the double drop 1, and a 1 count as Jr. forcefully got his shoulders off the mat. But as I was saying, for Jr., this is one of those times where he knows he's really got to step it up, and he's right in the middle, and his career can go one of 2 ways, and he wants it to go up. He doesn't want it to go down. And Ryder now sending Jr. to the far corner, the hard way. And now look at this, just Ryder, a series of close fist punches, knocking Jr. right onto his face. And Ryder looks very comfortable in the ring right now. He's taking his time. Looks like he's having a lot of fun in here. He doesn't look like he's causing any unnecessary pain to his body. He's taking his time. And Ryder, this is what I'm talking about when I say Ryder goes to the top and does things that make you a little nervous. Ryder, big right hand to Jr. and another big right hand. And Ryder, a beautiful hurricanrana hook, and this might be it. 1, 2, then almost a 3 count, but Jr. able to get his shoulders up, and the fans in attendance here showing their appreciation for that. As now Jr. starting to fire back on all cylinders, but Ryder able to shut him down very quickly, keep momentum in his favor. And now again, Ryder, big right hand right to the top of the skull there. Ryder slicking back his recently shaved head. And the last time we all saw Ryder prior to ringside was back in, and another 2 count there for Roland Ryder, but it was back in the power plant, and he had a full head of hair. Now he's got a haircut here, and Jr. again taking another release German suplex there, and that's not going to do him any favors here. And look at Ryder here, a double underhook suplex there, and now Ryder going to the side headlock submission on the ground here, working on the head, the neck, the shoulders, and the arm of Anthony Guerrero Jr. Our referee Kyle Snow is in position there, checking for the submission, but Jr. able to get himself out. But again, Roland Ryder, that was just a single arm suplex. That's all that was. There was nothing fancy about that. And Roland Ryder starting to slow this match down to a methodical pace. And I think Ryder would like to become the first ever FFW champion. I think that's something he would like to do. And Jr. going into the ropes, and Ryder again, that big standing drop kick right to the face. And now Ryder again back into the side headlock submission, just taking his time, slowly working down Jr. But at this point in the match, what does Jr. have left in the tank? That is the question. And Ryder here, wait a second, Ryder's got Jr. up. And a seated spine buster there. Going for the cover again, very arrogantly, by the way. 2 and almost a 3 count, but Jr. able to get his shoulders up somehow, some way, surprisingly. But now we're starting to see possibly the mean streak. But no, wait a second, Jr. A kick right to the abdomen. Jr. starting to fire back, a little bit of a comeback, a drop kick to the knee. And Jr. drop kick right to the chin. That'll hurt a lot. And Jr. now going from the top rope, big running hurricanrana. And as you see, Jr. starting to get the fans behind him, going for the cover here. And only a 1 count for Anthony Guerrero Jr. on Roland Ryder. And Roland Ryder, again, using his strikes to his advantage, or trying to shut Jr. down. And Ryder, again, catches Jr. with that German suplex, that release German suplex. And Ryder might be looking to end this right here. Ryder, quick German suplex into the bridge here. 1, 2, and a 2 count as Jr. able to get his shoulders off the mat. But now Ryder, again, another German suplex, this time right in the middle of the ring here. 1, 2, and a 2 count again. And Ryder Ryder was getting overly arrogant there, but Junior got up firing. He got up firing on all cylinders here. And now Junior, a flurry of knees right to the ribs and the chest. And ooh, jumping double moon stomp there. That's what that was, a moon stomp, no doubt about it. Junior's telling Ryder to get back to his feet. Wait a second, Junior setting up, big drop kick right to the face. And now Junior, another drop kick. And this is where Junior can do good because he's got the speed. He's got speed for a size. Oh, and a big jumping clothesline there from Rollin Ryder. And now Rollin Ryder trying to keep Junior grounded, locking in this the surfboard stretch here. And Junior's arms and his back are completely stretched, ladies and gentlemen. And Rollin Ryder is just taking his time with this. And Rollin Ryder lets it go. Surprisingly, Ryder let it go. Ryder, oh, big chop right to the back, but Anthony Jr. firing back on all cylinders. And again, Anthony Jr. with a flurry of knees, and that can crush your ribs. And now Junior, beautiful, beautiful standing drop kick there. Junior's taunting to the fans here. And Junior kick right to the abdomen, and now again Junior's gonna go to work on those ribs. I think he's realized that the way he's got to keep Rollin Ryder down is by working the ribs. And oh, a big throat thrust there. And now Junior has Ryder up, big hanging backdrop. And now what is Junior thinking here? Junior, again, a beautiful standing vertical drop kick there. One of the best drop kicks in the business. And now Junior starting to, looks like Junior might be starting to get his way about himself. And that's good. Unfortunately, it may be too little, too late. Junior jumps in. Oh, the big flying cross body from the outside apron inside, and then that jumping moon stomp. Junior looks like he's getting fired up. And wait a second, Ryder caught him again with that release German suplex. Now Ryder might be looking to end this right here. I think Ryder's tired of playing around with Anthony Guerrero Jr. Ryder has Junior up in a hanging double underhook suplex there. Ryder hooking the far leg here. 1, 2, and a 2 count as somehow, some way Anthony Guerrero Jr. able to kick out. And now Junior starting to fire back here. Junior jumps into the ropes and then a springboard moonsault there. He turned his body 90 degrees in midair. Now Junior calling Ryder back to his feet. Junior setting up something. Junior runs in. Oh, big flying forearm. Now what is Junior thinking here? Wait a second. Ryder's getting back to his feet. Wait a second. Junior, another big flying forearm. Junior's trying to think of some way to put Ryder away. And wait a second. Jesus, Junior with the pulse checker. And now Junior ascending the top rope. Big leg drop. Hooking the far leg here. 1, 2, 3, and Anthony Guerrero Jr. picks up the win over Rollin Ryder tonight in a complete upset victory, ladies and gentlemen. Undoubtedly, that is an upset victory for Anthony Guerrero Jr. over Rollin Ryder. As we all figured that Anthony Guerrero Jr. was done. And he took a beating tonight from Rollin Ryder, but still able to withstand the damage and the pain and able to pick up the win and continue on in this FFW Championship Tournament. So congratulations to Anthony Guerrero Jr. He definitely deserves his win tonight. That was a great comeback by Anthony Guerrero Jr. A great sequence that he was able to put together to continue on. Unfortunately for Rollin Ryder, we don't know what's next for Rollin Ryder. I guess we'll have to continue to watch, ringside and find out what's next. But yeah, again, congratulations to Anthony Guerrero Jr. Big props for picking up this big win tonight, and this is probably one of the biggest wins of Anthony Guerrero Jr.'s career. I don't think he's ever won a match that was this important. I mean, he's won title matches before, but this is a very important title to win, a very important match to win. And Anthony Anthony Jr. did come through in that. And up next, ladies and gentlemen, the recently formed team of Bryson and Mark Lester are going to face the Chocolate Drops. Now, for those of you that have watched TVP throughout the years, the Chocolate Drops are synonymous with what TVP was. They were always around. And, Bryson, when he first came in, when I first started calling his matches, the fans hated this guy. They hated him. And at ringside, they were cheering for him when he came down with Mark Lester. So for Bryson and Mark Lester, this is kind of a new direction for the both of them. And I think that they both kind of like that. And I'm just still shocked to see that the fans are not booing Bryson. I mean, Bryson has been involved in some controversial things, and now the fans are accepting of Bryson, and so that's good. That's good that Bryson and Mark Lester found their niche here, though. Even if it is being a tag team, it still remains to be seen, though. And they had one good tag team match. We don't know if it's going to continue on past that one good tag match on ringside, but we're about to find out, because they're going to face a much more experienced tag team in the Chocolate Drops. And the Chocolate Drops, although they may not pick up many wins in their wrestling careers, they do know what it takes to be a good tag team. So Damian Wallace and Tyrone Jennings are definitely, and you got to believe that winning or losing this tag team matchup tonight will have it's going to have some type of implications towards what the FFW Tag Team Championships would be. So you know that the Chocolate Drops not only want to win to prove that they're a more experienced team than these other teams that haven't been together as long, but they also want to get some gold around their waist. They have it around their necks, they want to get it around their waist. And as you see Damian Wallace there taunting to the fans. But the Chocolate Drops, they have a long storied history, ladies and gentlemen. Several times they've been in tag team title matches. Unfortunately, they just haven't been able to square it all away, and they're looking to change that in FFW. So I think they could do it if they wanted to. They could definitely make that happen, though. So the Chocolate Drops versus Bryson and Mark Lester. Here we go. Damian Wallace and Mark Lester going to start this. Lester going right to the side headlock here. And a big raised knee lift. And we've seen this from Lester. He's been more aggressive once he started working with Bryson, and that's good. That's very good for Mark Lester. It's good that he's starting to take a serious approach to his wrestling. And now again, Mark Lester, another scoop slam, and now going right into a dragon sleeper. But the rope break and again the inexperience of Mark Lester. That is inexperience on Mark Lester's part. Going for a submission so close to the ropes. And now it allows Damian Wallace to get a little bit of advantage. And just like that, Damian Wallace sprinted to his corner to tag the big man in. And as you saw, Mark Lester went to get a full ring's distance to get momentum behind him to do that shoulder block, and it did not knock down the big man. And that time he was able to knock down Tyrone Jennings. And Mark Lester is no small man. Mark Lester is about 55 pounds, somewhere in there. But Tyrone Jennings, a staggering, 280 pounds into the cover here for Lester. One count on the big man, as the big man able to power his shoulders up. And Lester wildly missed with that clothesline there. And now Tyrone Jennings, a seated bulldog. And again, the Chocolate Drops have experience as a tag team. And as you see here, I mean, now they're able to utilize the speed of Damian Wallace. Once you get somebody like Mark Lester down, you can utilize Damian Wallace's speed to keep Mark Lester down, to keep him wondering what's going to happen next, because Damian Wallace is an adrenaline division wrestler. But just like that, Mark Lester turning it around, trying to battle out of the enemy corner here into a neutral corner. And as you see, Tyrone was trying to reach in there. And Mark Lester felt it and turned around and just clocked Tyrone Jennings. But Damian Wallace is having his way here. And Damian Wallace now into the side wrist lock. And a kick to the back. And a kick right to the back of the head. And Mark Lester right now needs to tag in Bryson. He needs to tag in Bryson, the fresh man. What is Tyrone? Tyrone Jennings did a little bit of a fake out there and a kick right to the chest. And now Jennings getting tagged into this matchup by Damian Wallace. And the tag team chemistry from the Chocolate Drops tonight has been phenomenal. And as you see, Tyrone Jennings with that arm suplex, we've seen him use this recently. And Bryson sensing danger for his tag team partner getting into the ring and breaking that up. And now, again, Tyrone Jennings. A modified submission maneuver here. And Bryson again able to break up the submission hold. And I think with Bryson, he wants them to win this match. Now, you know that Mark Lester wants to win, but Mark Lester's got to figure out what he's going to do. Because right now, he's getting beat up very badly by Tyrone Jennings. Jennings is just throwing Lester around the ring here. And now Jennings just a big bulldog right to the back of the head. Going for the cover here. One, and a very long one count there for Jennings. And Mark Lester gets up like a man that's on fire. He got up with such speed and such fire and aggression. But now Jennings able to just phase off all those punches from Mark Lester. Now tagging in Damian again, and spinal tap, and then a kick right to the spine there after that front neck flip. But Lester coming alive. Oh, and a big body tackle, and Lester desperately tagged in Bryson here. Bryson, big right, no, and a big counter from Damian Wallace. And now Damian Wallace is going to work on Bryson, and Bryson, no small man either, 257 pounds. He's 6'7". He's a big guy. He's a big man. And right now, it's just we're gonna play this down to the inexperience in the tag team environment for Bryson and Mark Lester against Damian Wallace and Tyrone Jennings. But as you saw, that big face smash there. But like I say, we're gonna play it down to inexperience from Bryson and Mark Lester. They haven't had many tag team matches where they've worked together. And so, you know, both Bryson and Mark Lester came in as singles competitors when they first started wrestling, but Damian Wallace and Tyrone Jennings, they came in as a tag team. They'll probably leave as tag teams. And Bryson now trying to battle back with Tyrone Jennings. I'm kind of surprised that Bryson and Mark Lester are having this much trouble with just Damian Wallace tonight. As I'm not trying to take anything away from Damian Wallace, but let's face facts, ladies and gentlemen. Damian Wallace is the smallest man in this matchup. He's only 217 pounds. And for Bryson and Mark Lester, they're having trouble stopping this young man's speed when both Bryson and Mark Lester combined weight. Bryson and Mark Lester are they're a little bit over 500 pounds. So they should be able to handle Damian Wallace very easily. And this is where the slower pace definitely helps Bryson and Mark Lester. You know, when they start doing some damage, you know, like they are right now, that's when they can slow it down. And as you saw, Damian Wallace quickly tagging in the big man, but a big slap from Bryson to Tyrone Jennings, and Tyrone Jennings' big right hand there. And now Jennings tags in Wallace. And a missed big right hand there as Bryson went to turn it around back into his favor, but Damian Wallace showing amazing speed tonight. Amazing speed, ladies and gentlemen. And a big springboard type backwards leg drop there. Very impressive from Damian Wallace. And now Wallace, wait a second, sorry about that. Bryson counters out of the corner there. Big flurry of strikes here. Bryson, pump handle, drop right there. Just that'll definitely that'll leave some sting on you, no doubt about that. And Bryson starting to take his time here. Bryson's looking a little flustered here. And now Bryson sending Wallace into the corner, and this is the first actual tag maneuver here from Bryson and Mark Lester. A double hip toss, and then a kick to the chest and the back at the same time. Lester hooking the far leg here. 1, 2, and a 2 count. as Jennings saved this matchup for his tag team partner. And a big jumping elbow drop from Mark Lester. Mark Lester calling Wallace to his feet. Wait a second, Mark Lester setting it up. That fisherman with the bridge into the hook with the bridge. 2, 3, and that is all she wrote. Mark Lester and Bryson at the very end of the match able to pull it together, pick up the win tonight, and are able to go home tonight after Genesis with a win under the belt, getting that much closer to possibly becoming the next tag team champions of Full Force Wrestling. So, like I said, I'm just surprised that the fans weren't booing Bryson. Now, I hope for Mark Lester and Bryson that they go back and watch the tape and they figure out what they got to do to work together better next time to make sure that they don't have as many problems as they did with Damian Wallace. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have to take our first commercial break of the night in just a few moments here. But up next, this young man, Riley Thompson, will be making his debut. So ladies and gentlemen, sit tight. We'll be back in just a few moments. Hi, I'm Die Hard, the CEO of the Power Plant. What is evolution? Evolution is the process of change, development, and growth. TPP Frontline is change, development, and growth. And whether you want to believe that or not, it does not matter. Because ultimately, TPP Frontline is a lifestyle choice. And we're back here, folks. And like I said, right before the commercial break, Riley Thompson will be making his debut tonight. And he's making his debut tonight against the TPP veteran, the veteran of the wrestling business, Lance Owens. This young man, the steel chin of all of wrestling, Lance Owens, he's got one great opportunity tonight as he's going in with a chance to compete in the future for the Full Force Wrestling Championship, and that is impressive. I'm interested to see what Riley Thompson can do. I mean, we've seen a little bit of him on ringside. We've seen a little, and based on his actions on ringside, it just depends on how Lance Owens is able to handle this. And for Lance Owens, this is a chance that he doesn't get very often. But as you see, Riley Thompson with his beautiful wife, Rochelle Thompson. And you got to believe that Rochelle is going to possibly be a wild card in this entire tournament, especially for Riley Thompson. Because every woman wants to stand by her man. And for Riley Thompson, he's, this could be interesting. It remains to be seen what the outcome will be for these two. So I'm sure we're going to have a great match between Riley Thompson and Lance Owens. I don't doubt that one bit, ladies and gentlemen. But again, my concern is Riley Thompson's wife, Rochelle. That concerns me very much, because anything can happen in the wrestling business, ladies and gentlemen, and anything does happen in the wrestling business. So Riley Thompson versus Lance Owens, the FFW Championship Tournament, continues on right now. We're getting ready to see these two tangle in a one-on-one environment with the wild card of Rochelle at ringside here. So Riley Thompson and Lance Owens, here we go. And Thompson right into a front face lock, into a side headlock takedown there. And as you see, Thompson is not physically big. He's very tall, but he's got a very lanky type frame. He's very lanky compared to most wrestlers. But don't let that confuse you. He's a very strong individual. And a beautiful surfboard stretch here by Riley Thompson, but Owens able to get himself out of that submission position. And Thompson, a kick right to the face there, going for the cover here. Not even a one count, though, as Owens was able to kick out, and Owens turns it around. A big clothesline right in the corner there. And as you see, Lance Owens getting the fans behind him tonight. Now Riley Thompson and Owens in a standing tie-up, and Thompson able to get the better of the situation. And Thompson now, close fist punches, doing whatever he can to try to win this. As you see, Rochelle Thompson standing outside the ring, nodding in disapproval here. As a big scoop slam from Riley Thompson. Oh, followed up by that stomp right on the face. And now look at this. This is what I'm talking. I wasn't sure if it was going to be more of what we've seen from Riley Thompson on ringside or what, but we're definitely seeing the Riley Thompson from ringside with those close fist punches on the ground. A beautiful butterfly suplex there from Riley Thompson. And as you see, Rochelle talking to Riley, telling him something, and it looks like they're talking game plan here while Lance Owens was standing right in his face. And a big knee there from Riley Thompson. And now Riley Thompson, a big chop, a big knife edge chop there, and Riley Thompson choking Lance Owens. There's nothing fancy or nice about that. He was just choking him. And now Riley Thompson, a flurry of strikes. And now again Riley Thompson focusing his attack on the head of Lance Owens, and that's not good. And a big flying clothesline from Riley Thompson, hooking the far leg here. 1, 2, and a 2 count. As somehow, some way, Owens able to get his shoulders up. Owens has had a rough go of things tonight thus far in this matchup. It's not been going his way, but Owens starting to mount a little bit of momentum there. As you saw, Owens locked eyes with Rochelle. But just like that, I mean, the speed of this young man, Riley Thompson, a second-generation wrestler. Beautiful power slam there. That's showing his strength into the cover. 1, 2. But as I was saying, the speed and the strength of this young man, Riley Thompson, is so impressive. He's so young. He's 24 years old. He's got his entire wrestling career ahead of him into the cover again. 1, 2. And he's got every gifted tool that any gifted wrestler could want. And all he's got to do is find a way to focus and harness whatever it is that he ends up doing. And, you know, I'm not saying that he's going to win this championship tournament, but he's got a wild card in his corner. There's no other wrestler in this FFW championship tournament that has not only a valet in their corner, but their wife. He's got his wife in his corner. And as you see, Thompson calling Owens to his feet, jumps off, double axe handle. No, wait a second. Owens countered with a big right hand. And again, that may be inexperience on the part of Riley Thompson. And Riley Thompson doing these full ring strides here, allowing Owens to, get his wherewithal there with that big backdrop. And now Owens sends Thompson into the corner the hard way there. And then that backbreaker. And now Owens gonna set it up, big knee right to the chin there. And again, the inexperience of Riley Thompson would be his biggest downfall when it comes to wrestling. That is his biggest downfall. And Owens now with that backbreaker. And again, like I said earlier, Riley Thompson he's not that heavy of a man, but he is strong. He's a strong man, and he's tall, but he's not very heavy. He doesn't have a very big body mass. 2 and a 2 count for Lance Owens. And now Riley Thompson, two very low kicks, ladies and gentlemen. Those are very, very low kicks, questionable at best. And now Riley Thompson choking the wind out of the windpipe of Lance Owens. And that's one way to definitely switch the tide of the match when you start choking your opponent. That'll start putting things in your favor. And now Thompson going off the ropes, runs in, big flying clothesline there. And what is Thompson's calling Owens to his feet. Thompson with a big sleeper slam, hooking the far leg here. 1, 2, and a 2 count. As somehow, some way, Lance Owens still able to kick out, but Lance Owens again with that backdrop. And now, wait a second, Lance Owens. Submission hold locked in here. And as you see, Rochelle has gotten up onto the apron there and distracting the referee, forcing Lance Owens to break the submission here. And what that does is that's allowing Lance Owens to be choked by Riley Thompson behind the referee's back so that the referee doesn't see what's going on. But because of that distraction, it almost worked against Riley Thompson there. Riley Thompson now, another hanging butterfly suplex. As you see, Riley Thompson here pandering to these fans. These fans are not very supportive of Riley Thompson, probably based on what they've seen on ringside. I mean, like I said, he stepped outside the rules a couple of times on ringside as well. And now Thompson here, he's got Owens on his shoulders. Oh, and then the power slam out of the corner. Hooking the far leg here, 1, 2, and almost a 3 count again for Riley Thompson. But, oh, a beautiful, beautiful belly to belly there from Lance Owens. Lance Owens getting the fans in a ruckus here tonight. And now Lance Owens setting it up, looking for that big third, that clothesline there. Owens hooking the far leg, 1, 2, and a very long 2 count for Lance Owens. But Riley Thompson able to hang in here just a little bit longer. You got to believe if Lance Owens hits that backbreaker, that back cracker, and this matchup will be over. And Riley Thompson now sending Lance Owens into that turnbuckle post the hard way there. And wait a second, the referee's being distracted by Riley, and wait, Rochelle just got up on the apron, now dropped down. She's saying something to Lance Owens. And the referee's still being distracted here by Riley Thompson. And as you see, Lance Owens, look, wait a second, no, we've seen this. And, oh, Jesus. And Riley Thompson hooking the far leg, 1, 2, 3. And Riley Thompson and Rochelle Thompson steal the victory from Lance Owens tonight on Genesis. That is despicable. I mean, he didn't. Riley Thompson did not need to go start arguing with the referee just because he had Lance Owens down in the corner. He could have continued the match. He did not need to have interference by Rochelle. But I fear that it's because Riley Thompson had no other way to beat Rochelle, or to beat Lance Owens tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, congratulations to Riley Thompson and things like that, but he could have done it a much different way, ladies and gentlemen. But up next, we have our highly anticipated co-main event of the evening. Adam D. Whitmore versus Darren Trinidad. And for Whitmore, and it's been stated numerous times, Whitmore has been training since he was 5 years old to be a professional wrestler. Since he was 5 years old, ladies and gentlemen. Take a few moments to think about that. Adam D. Whitmore is 28 years old right now. He's been training since he was 5 years old. The time that he has spent and dedicated through his life to become what he is, what you see now. He's taken so much. He's given so much. And for Adam D. Whitmore, you know he wants to become the first ever FFW champion. I mean, Adam D. Whitmore at TPP Reckoning was so close when he faced Scythe. And Adam D. Whitmore was so close just recent at Urban Warfare. This may be Adam D. Whitmore's last big chance, and he's got to make something happen. He's got to make it happen. He's got to make it happen this time around. We don't know how many more opportunities these wrestlers will get. And as you see, I mean, Adam D. Whitmore just not really pandering to the fans, but he's getting himself in the zone because he knows that this is going to be a very tough match for him. Darren Trinidad versus Adam D. Whitmore, every time I've ever seen it, whether it was in a house show, if it was on ringside, if it was in the power plant, wherever it was, these two tore down the house every single time. And I'm expecting this time to be no different, ladies and gentlemen. Darren Trinidad looks like he's in some of the best shape of his life, as well as Adam D. Whitmore. I mean, both of these guys are two consummate professionals when it comes to their craft. When it comes to what they love and what they do, this is something that they are both very, very good at. So we're getting ready to get this matchup underway here. Adam D. Whitmore versus Darren Trinidad. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this matchup is going to be it's going to be a barn burner, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go, Whitmore versus Trinidad. Version probably 6 or 7 here. Whitmore starts it off, beautiful side headlock there, hooking the far leg, and not even a 1 count, as you saw. I mean, Trinidad quickly able to get his shoulders off the mat. Now, Trinidad going right for that armbar on the ground. And, or Whitmore, I'm sorry about that, because Whitmore knows. He knows he's got to do whatever damage he was going to do on Trinidad very early. He's got to hit him quick and hit him fast, because later in the match, he's got to be able to slow it down. Whitmore off the ropes, but Trinidad catches him with that Japanese arm drag. And here we go, Trinidad, the first man to throw the big right hands, sending Whitmore to the ground. And Trinidad there, taunting to the fans, taunting right in the face of Adam D. Whitmore, allowing Whitmore to get in the ring though. He allowed Whitmore to get into the ring until he struck again. And as you saw, a little bit of change over there as Whitmore now letting Trinidad get into the ring. And Whitmore there, big back elbow, followed up by a backside slam, a basic wrestling maneuver, nothing fancy, hooking the leg but the rope break. And that's just, I think Whitmore was well aware that was a rope break. He was just, trying to get into the psyche of Whitmore, or of Trinidad. And Whitmore there, the standing side kick. And now Whitmore sends Trinidad into the corner. Oh, and a big back chop. Now Whitmore, another big back chop right in the corner. Whitmore going to the top, jumps off, big body splash, hooks the far leg. 1, 2, and a 2 count as Trinidad able to kick out. And Trinidad with a very low kick there, and now a series of punches, just trying to keep this match nice and slow, trying to, we're almost still in the feeling out process between these two. I mean, like I said, these two, when they get in the ring together, they just back and forth. And these are two young men that came up. I mean, they're both the same age. They're both, Trinidad is 27, Whitmore's 28. They're very close in age, and they started when they in their teen years, or their later teen years, early adult life. They started training together, so they know each other to an extent until they separated and went their separate ways. Trinidad finished out his training in Chicago, while Whitmore stayed in the northeastern area of the United States, over by Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Maine, places like that. So their training styles differ a little bit. I mean, of course, these wrestlers are always gaining new wrestling knowledge, but their training differs in that sense. And a big jumping elbow on the outside from Trinidad. Trinidad trained in a more risky, hardcore type environment, while Whitmore was trained in a basic, more situational, traditional environment. So between these two, I mean, they have very similar but different wrestling styles at the same time. And now Trinidad getting brought back into the ring by Whitmore. And Whitmore, big kick right to the side of the skull. And don't let Whitmore's nice demeanor confuse you. He can be a very, very mean and cold-hearted man. He can have a very violent, cold, mean streak, ladies and gentlemen. And Whitmore calling Trinidad to his feet. Whitmore's going to jump off. Big flying clothesline there, completely grounding Trinidad. And now Whitmore again going for that armbar, on that seated armbar on the ground. And Trinidad's got to do something to get himself out of the submission. And it looks like he was able to wiggle himself free there. Trinidad catches Whitmore off the ropes there with that quick arm drag. And again with that arm drag. And that's what Trinidad needs to do. He needs to catch Whitmore off guard. And now look at this camel clutch here from Trinidad to Whitmore. And like I was saying, I mean, these guys are very close in proximity of their training, their age, even their weights are very similar. Trinidad weighs in at 235 pounds. Whitmore weighs in at 241 pounds. So they're very close, very evenly matched for these two. Kicks, a flurry of kicks right to the, and a big uppercut there from Darren Trinidad. And now Trinidad again with that camel clutch. And what is Whitmore going to do here? Whitmore's trying to make it to the ropes. He was unable to make it to the ropes, but he was able to get himself out of the submission. And now Trinidad, another backside slam there, hooking the far leg. 1, 2, and a 2 count. But Whitmore responds with a flurry of strikes here. And that'll definitely help his situation. A quick hip toss. Again, like I said, Whitmore was trained in a more traditional wrestling environment, so of course the moves that he does are more traditional compared to the moves that Darren Trinidad will do. And Whitmore here wrenching with this modified single leg camel clutch. He's wrenching on that, but Trinidad able to trip himself out of it. Trinidad, a big backstrikes, and as you heard, the fans very overpowering here. This is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. This is why when these two get in the ring, it gets intense. Especially later, the longer the match goes, the more intense it gets. They start tit-for-tatting each other, and they start giving large amounts of damage to one another. If one does a submission, the other one's going to return the favor by giving them a submission twice as painful. And a big stop right on the elbow from Whitmore there. And now Whitmore trying to soften up the solar plexus of Darren Trinidad. You got to believe he's going to be looking for the time shift. That's what you got to believe he's going to be looking for. And Trinidad now trying to take out the legs of Adam D. Whitmore. And now look at this, Trinidad going to stomp right on the back of the elbow. And that could break your elbow in 3 different ways, ladies and gentlemen. Trinidad trying to get Whitmore back to his feet. Trinidad runs in, and he misses. And Whitmore grabbed the hand as he was going down and stomps right on the elbow. Again, stomping on the elbow. That can break your elbow, ladies and gentlemen. And now, Trinidad bounced out of the corner the hard way. Trinidad up in the air. Big butterfly suplex to Trinidad from Whitmore. And now Whitmore, a release German suplex. Trinidad got some hang time on that one, ladies and gentlemen. Wait a second, Trinidad again eats another release German suplex. And that's a very dangerous maneuver. You're going head over. And now, a big headbutt right to the back of the skull and the neck. And Trinidad just ate the knee, like a knee backbreaker on the ground from Whitmore. And Whitmore here, he calls that the wild cut. And as you see, I mean, Whitmore trying to get Trinidad back to his feet. Whitmore might be setting up for Whitmore. He's got Trinidad up in the suplex and then the time shift. Hooking the far leg. This may be at 1, 2, 3, and Adam D. Whitmore. If history repeats itself again tonight, Whitmore picks up the win, continues on in the FFW Championship Tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't take anything away from either of these young men, but we do have to take our final commercial break of the night. So sit tight, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back.
Hi, I'm Diehard, the creator of The Power Plant, the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer, and today I want to talk to you about becoming a member of Frontline. Now, a lot of people tend to ask this on various forms of social media, whether it's YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, on Xbox, on PlayStation, wherever. Well, there's one simple solution on how you can do that, and it's a very simple website to learn and to remember. That website is www.tpp2k.com. All you have to do is go there, fill in your information on the application section, and if I feel that you are good enough for Frontline, I will choose you. But more than likely, you can't cut it because I only want the best of the best, and unfortunately, most of you are not the best of the best. So again, if you are interested, go over to the website. and do what you got to do. Because you know what? It's a lifestyle choice.
And we're back here, ladies and gentlemen, and it is time for the main event of the evening, the main event tonight of FFW Genesis. Atlas versus Atlas versus Jerry Graham. And for Jerry Graham, I said this at the top of the hour. For Jerry Graham, this is David versus Goliath. No matter how you put it, even on paper, it's a clear mismatch. Jerry Graham, 240 pounds. Atlas weighed in at, I think, 330 or 335 pounds earlier today. I talked with Jerry Graham earlier this morning. I asked Jerry Graham, what are you going to do against Atlas? This is a man that, and if you haven't watched Ringside, you need to go back and watch that so you fully understand it. But I asked Jerry Graham, how do you handle a man like Atlas? So much untapped rage that big, angry man has. And Jerry Graham simply said that he's going to do whatever he's got to do to win against Atlas tonight. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm usually a gambling man. I usually do the, I won't do the odds-on favorite. I will literally go against the grain. I will choose the underdog. But in this situation, I'm not taking anything away from Jerry Graham. He's a spectacular wrestler. I've seen him have phenomenal matches. I've called phenomenal matches he's been in. But he's facing a man that literally could rip his arm out of his socket if he wanted to. And for Jerry Graham, I think he realizes the danger he may be in tonight. So Jerry Graham's really got to play it smart tonight against the big man Atlas. And like I was saying, if you haven't seen Ringside, you need to go back and watch it. You need to watch the first episode of Ringside. It was Atlas and Travis Porter in a tag team match. Atlas turned his back on his longtime tag team partner. Atlas has known Travis Porter a large portion of his life, ladies and gentlemen, and he turned his back on him. He chokeslammed his own best friend in the middle of the ring and left him there. He just left him. And that's why these fans tonight do not show any support for Atlas. And for Atlas, He doesn't even show any remorse. I even asked him, why would you do that? And Atlas said it was time for me to do me. And so now we see this Atlas, a very big man. And for like I said, for Jerry Graham, this is David versus Goliath. And unfortunately, Goliath can rip your limbs right from your body if he wanted to. Atlas is a big man. Jerry Graham is definitely outpowered and outsized in this matchup. So I'm hoping for Jerry Graham's sake, either this ends quick or he pulls out a miracle, ladies and gentlemen. And here we go, Atlas, Jerry Graham, the FFW Championship Tournament. Jerry Graham sprints in full head. Oh, big headbutt there from Atlas. And now Atlas again with another big headbutt. Jerry Graham went in full head of steam, and it did not work in a big clothesline there from Atlas. And this is what I'm talking about. Look at Atlas compared to Jerry Graham, and Atlas just taking his time here, going for the cover here, going for an early cover, but a 1 count as Jerry Graham able to kick out. And now Atlas, though, those strong, powerful strikes. That is what Atlas has. It's strong, very strong, powerful strikes. And now Atlas, big right hand in the corner. He's going to Beal Jerry Graham halfway across the ring here. And now Atlas taunting to the fans. Jerry Graham trying to respond here. Flurry of strikes, but Atlas again with that standing headbutt, using all of his amassed body strength. Atlas now, big boot there from Atlas to Jerry Graham, and now Atlas, that seated elbow drop on the mat. 1, 2, and a 2 count. As somehow, someway, Jerry Graham able to kick out, and again, I don't know if it's wise for Jerry Graham to just keep getting up. I know this match is still relatively young, but Atlas has been on Jerry Graham since the bell. And now Atlas tossing Jerry Graham halfway across the ring again. And this is what I'm talking about. I mean, Atlas is a big, big man. He's a big, strong man. And now Atlas sends Jerry Graham into the corner the hard way. Wait a second. Atlas has Jerry Graham above his head here. And then that shoulder power slam. As you see Atlas flexing his muscles. As you can hear the fans booing Atlas. Like I said, they're not very supportive of Atlas ever since the first episode of Ringside and what he did to his tag team partner. And Atlas going off the ropes. Oh, and a big, using all of Atlas's weight there to knock Jerry Graham down. And now Atlas, you don't see this very often, but a triangle choke submission hold. And Jerry Graham's got to, figure out a way to get out of this submission, or else Atlas has to let go, or else make him tap out. And for Jerry Graham, this has not been one of those nights for Jerry Graham. That's a given. This has not been a good night so far. Atlas lets go of that triangle choke off of Jerry Graham, and Atlas three big slaps there, and Jerry Graham trying to fire back with some clotheslines into the ropes. A quick jump over there, and another one, and he tried to shoulder block Atlas, but Atlas did not budge, and Atlas now back in control, just like that. And then what can Jerry Graham do in this situation? He's got to find a way to get control and ground Atlas and keep control. That's what he's got to do. And as you see Atlas again taunting here. Jerry Graham using everything he had for that clothesline to knock Atlas down. Atlas got right back to his feet though. And Atlas, again, just his demeaning strength. He's so much stronger than anybody I've ever met in my life. And he reminds me of, like if we would have saw Atlas versus Cerberus, that would have been one hell of a good match if I don't say so myself. And Atlas now has Jerry Graham up that front spine buster. Going for the cover here, 1, 2, and a 2 count. As somehow, some way, Jerry Graham still got his shoulders off the mat, and Jerry Graham, that tilt-a-whirl neck breaker there. Jerry Graham starting to get something going here. Oh, and Jerry Graham again jumping at Atlas as Atlas was getting ready to hit the ropes. And that's one of the benefits of being Jerry Graham. You have speed over a man like Atlas. And a big right hand there from Jerry Graham, finally knocking Atlas down and keeping him down on the mat. Jerry Graham looking for the trifecta of elbow drops there on the mat. Jerry Graham hooking the far leg, but Atlas at almost 7 foot tall, able to reach the ropes, and Atlas there, that big body tackle again, turning things back into his favor. And Atlas again with that elbow drop into the pin here, 2, and a very long 2 count for Atlas there on Jerry Graham. And now what is Atlas? Atlas has got to be looking for the final move. Atlas has Jerry Graham up, and again that shoulder power slam. You got to believe that's what Atlas is looking for. You got to believe he's looking for that final big move to put Jerry Graham away. And again, Atlas, that shoulder power slam. That's 2 in a row there. As you see Atlas flexing his muscles here to Jerry Graham. Atlas has been very cold and dictating in this matchup, ladies and gentlemen. And now Atlas sending Jerry Graham into the turnbuckle there. Atlas running in. Oh, and the big boot. And Jerry Graham may be out, ladies and gentlemen. But Atlas refusing to go for the pin there. Looking to continue the damage here. And that big body slam there. Hooking the far leg. This may be it. 1, 2, and a 2 count. As somehow, some way, Jerry Graham still in this. Jerry Graham is still in this, ladies and gentlemen. I have no idea how, because Atlas has been constant on Jerry Graham, but Jerry Graham is hanging in here, and that is very impressive, ladies and gentlemen. And now Atlas has Jerry Graham up. The big choke slam, that may be it, ladies and gentlemen. Hooking the far leg. 1, 2, 3, and wait a second, Jerry Graham able to kick out. Atlas going off the ropes, but wait a second, Jerry Graham catches him, that tilt-a-whirl neck breaker again. And now Jerry Graham, there's a second elbow drop, and Jerry Graham with the third elbow drop. The only thing I could think of was that Atlas didn't get all of that choke slam on Jerry Graham. And Jerry Graham, kick to the abdomen and then a stunner out of nowhere. But wait a second, Atlas caught him in a bear hug here. Atlas has Jerry Graham in a bear hug. He's wrenching on Jerry Graham. Will Jerry Graham submit here? Or will Jerry Graham be... Wait a second, Jerry Graham turned that around into a front-face guillotine. Jerry Graham is wrenching this front-face guillotine on Atlas. And he's trying to get the big man to either pass out or submit, or maybe to allow himself a little bit of reprieve so that he can get back on the offense. Jerry Graham is not letting go of this front-face guillotine, ladies and gentlemen. Atlas is... You guys can't see it on your camera, but the camera pan that I have, his face is almost blue, ladies and gentlemen. Jerry Graham is wrenching on this, and Atlas is tapping, and Jerry Graham will continue on in the FFW Championship Tournament. And what you got to believe has been some of the largest amounts of damage Jerry Graham has ever taken, especially from somebody like Atlas. Normally, Jerry Graham will take care of his opponents very easily, but he struggled to beat Atlas tonight. Jerry Graham getting the FFW universe behind him here, gaining the support of the fans. As you see, chanting yes to the fans, and Atlas with a clothesline from behind. And wait a second, Jesus, Atlas with another choke slam there, and Jesus, ladies and gentlemen, Jerry Graham won the match. Atlas attacked him from behind. Ladies and gentlemen, we are out of time for tonight. Tune in next week for another edition of FFW Genesis. I'm Christopher Billings, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night.